this age of raw and gutsy rock stars, it's refreshing to come across one that's a little different. Bruce Woolley is a dedicated artist from Sheph's Head, England, who's mild-mannered and patient. His perseverance has gotten him this far. Now the big breaks are starting to happen. He opened for the Kinks on a U.S. date and more recently opened for Lena Lovitch at the El Macombo.
Well, we've been together about a year, basically, and in our present format for about 4 months. In other words, we had a couple of lineup changes since we were formed. And we started off with just a single deal with CBS, and how things developed, really, since then.
You were in some other bands before that, obviously. There was one, Jet Spacey and the Planes.
Oh, Jet Pacey and the Planes.
Jet Pacey and the Planes.
Yes. I guess...
what kind of music were you into?
It was just purely rock and roll. It was playing the sort of the rock and roll standards of the 50s and trying to recreate that sound. Musically, I guess it left a bit to be desired, but it was good grounding in actually going out and doing gigs.
You say you grew up on a strict diet of the Beatles and Bach.
Yes, with a bit of Led Zeppelin when they came out. I must admit that was the first time I turned onto electric guitars, and it was hearing that group that inspired me to go out and shell out the necessary money to buy.
I understand you didn't get much encouragement in the early days from your folks. Your father smashed your guitar.
Yeah, I got suspended at school for various crimes, and yes, I got home to find that my guitar had been demolished, I mean, literally. But far from deterring me, I guess it just spurred me on a little bit more. I get on quite well with him now. I guess we've come to terms with each other's roles, if you like.
What do they think of your career now?
Well, if you can sort of say, oh, hi, Mum, hi, Dad, I'm actually making a living now, you know, then they're quite pleased, I think.
like Bruce Woolley's making more than just a living at his music. He co-wrote Video Killed the Radio Star with the Buggles. Their version of it is an international hit. And here in Toronto, Bruce Woolley's version of the song is proudly making its own way up the charts. I asked Bruce how he got involved with the Buggles.
Well, I knew them from the time, I guess, when I moved down to London, which is about 3 years ago now. I tried to make it as a songwriter, not terribly successfully, I might add. And during the period of going around publishing companies and recording studios, I teamed up with Trevor and Jeff from the Buggles. That's how I met them.
And you wrote the song together?
Yeah, that was about roughly at the same time as this band was formed.
What inspired you to write the song, Video Killed the Radio Star?
It was a combination of things. Really, my brother coming around and altering my mind occasionally, because he was a bit younger than me and started turning on to all sorts of strange things I can't tell you about. And he was altering the way I thought. Plus, I read a science fiction story about the coming of technological era where the human voice, in fact, was obsolete. And an opera singer was very upset, very sad, and looked back with nostalgia on the days when she was famous. And the idea of the...
After these messages with the Subway Musicians and Nazareth.